Hello, everybody. Fans of entrepreneurship, welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. I'm Jeffrey Davis. I have been, I will be, and I continue to be Jeffrey Davis. Our next guest is Myles Sherman, real estate developer and founder of Fuse Family Ventures. Welcome, Myles.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Glad to be here.
Myles, why don't you tell us about Fuse Family Ventures?
Thank you, and thank you for having me on the show. Fuse Family Ventures is a family office we created a couple of years ago. We really created it for our family, and it's a little different from a lot of family offices. A lot of family offices, they'll make a bunch of money, put it in a pot, and they just manage those assets. Um, the difference with us is we're putting assets in there, and every single one of my wife, myself, my kids, we've all started our own businesses. We've all created our first companies. Youngest was age 18, 23 was the oldest that any one of us created our own business. And so, we don't believe in trust funds, not that there's anything wrong with that. That's just not our family model. We believe everybody's got to get up in the morning and work for it. You got to eat what you kill kind of a scenario. And so, my wife will fund it, but we fund it as little as possible because we want everyone in this business to create and grow and learn along the way. As an entrepreneur, it's a lot more fun when I get mailbox money, but I don't learn as much. When I'm in the trenches with my buddies, that's when I learn and grow as an entrepreneur. Those are my best lessons when I'm getting my shins kicked in, let's say.
So, Myles, is there a structure for how you operate the family office? Is there let's say a hierarchy for decision
Yeah, I
making?
mean, yeah, the great question. I'm in a family, in a business, in a partnership. I believe you have to have a decision maker,
Yeah, you
right?
have to get closer to your mic. It goes in and out.
Oh, sorry, is that better?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Sorry about that. So you want to repeat the question? And
Yes, in most businesses, good, well-run businesses, there's always an authority structure for making decisions. And I'm wondering how you do that. That doesn't sound like I mean, I know your whole family's involved, but there are expectations and they have to be managed.
no question. So I'm a big believer that someone has to take ownership of a task. Someone has to be the decision maker. Marriage, business partnership, two guys getting together deciding to start up a little company, you have to have a decision maker. We can share roles. Well, I can make a decision on X and you can make a decision on Y because you've got the skill sets over there and I've got the skill sets over here. So um, ultimately with Fuse, my wife and I are the majority shareholders. I am the decision maker. However, I want to listen to everyone's opinion, and all of us have a different skill set, right? Not just in my family, in the world. Everybody's got a different skill set, things that come naturally. They're just naturally better at. I suck at building spreadsheets. So one of my children is incredible at modeling, building spreadsheets, doing all that financial analysis that you have to have when you're looking at buying a business or creating a business. He's in control of that. He takes ownership. So it's a great question. It's an important factor of success. You have to have a decision, which comes with responsibility. Because if it doesn't work out, everyone's going to look to you.
Uh, and again, is it your responsibility to hold everybody accountable to expectations and performance?
Um, yes and no. So we just closed on a company and a piece of real estate this last Friday, a couple of days ago. Um, and so our youngest son is there and day to day. He gets paid a salary for running the company. We all have ownership. Again, my wife and I are seed funding the business, and so we have the largest share. We have controlling interest, but all my kids have a good chunk of it, and so he's there day to day. He knows what to do. He's the one who started his first business at 18 years old, and so we'll have a board meeting once a month. Fuse will on this business. and he'll report to the board and say, well, here's the good and the bad and the ugly, here's what we can do better. And so there is a reporting structure up to a board, but I am not going to micromanage. I don't have time to micromanage
Right.
anything. And I believe micromanaging leads to a lot of problems, especially with family. Because at the
So
end of the day, I'm the dad, they're my kids, right?
do you have a particular type of projects that the family likes to work on and specializes in?
Not really. I mean, we're invested in a bank, a liquor company, a medical device company that we bought out of bankruptcy, real estate. Got an investment in a mining company in Canada and a great company called International Deal Gateway in Canada. So we look at, I really say, I look at probably 40, 50 deals a year and say yes to 3 to 5, maybe. I'm very selective. And it just has to make sense. And I boil every investment down to only two things: product and people. And in my mind, people always win out. The people running the company are more important than the product. Um, I've invested in lost money and great ideas with bad people. Sense.
So you and your wife, are you the first generation of running a family office, or have you both also worked for family businesses?
No, my first generation.
And are you creating this model by yourself, or did you get help to try to create this model?
I really the family did it. I didn't get any out. We didn't go and seek any outside help. Sure, there's consultants that we could have called upon, but I just didn't think of that, quite honestly. My middle child had come to me and said, "Hey, let's do this." And he kind of saw that I was in all these deals, and a lot of what I go by is gut. I mentioned earlier that people are more important than product. So if I like you, if I buy into your vision, if I trust you, then that's kind of more personal. It's not an analysis that you can put on paper. Hey, I like Jeffrey. I think he's smart. I think he's honest. I think he knows how to grow this business to the next level. It's a trust thing. It's a gut feeling. So, and I've had losses. And so my middle child, Brody, saw this and said, you need my skill set. And he was right. And then my daughter Sydney has another skill set. Our youngest has another skill set. My wife Carol has another. We all have our different skill sets, right? And so we just kind of did it together, and it grew organically.
Oh, that's kind of nice. We've been speaking with Myles Sherman, real estate developer and founder and CEO of the Fuse Family Ventures. Myles, if someone wants to connect with you and the family and Fuse Family Ventures, how would they find you?
FuseFV.com, or if you probably just type in Fuse Family Ventures, that'll find us.
Good. And I want to thank you for being on Radio Entrepreneurs today, and continued success for the Fuse Family Ventures.
Thanks. Glad to be here.